Watch your head. Good afternoon. Well, we got to get this out of here. I'm a little late getting started here today. I had a very good meeting with the dairy farm about using Enogen corn in their silage and feed rations, and so did that this morning. And just getting here to the farm, we've got to get our feeler arms that we welded up last night and painted put back on that head, and then it can go out of here. So we'll get the header cart brought around somewhere out in the driveway, take the combine out, drop the head, and do that. And then, I don't know, we'll see. We'll bring the combine back in here. We're almost done with that as well. We just need to do a little bit more washing, basically just polishing the outside. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but can you guys see? Yeah. See how it's just kind of, it needs soap and scrubbing. So we're gonna do that. May or may not get to it today. But we'll get it in here and get started on it, at least get the hose out a little bit, and maybe the foam cannon. We can take our GPS receiver off the front. We don't need that on there for the winter. So, but we're gonna get this corn head out of here, like I said. So I'm gonna get these arms reinstalled, and then we'll get our header cart. Okay, I'm gonna try and show you this, but it's a little bit difficult because the camera is in my way. Ignore the dirt here. But basically, it's got these springs, and these are there to keep it the arm tight. So we got to stick it kind of through. See, there's two holes in this arm. The spring's kind of catching that smaller one right there, and right there, right, yeah, okay. And then we've got to pull it and try and line the arm, that other hole, up with the pin like that. Yeah, why won't that spring go in there further? I don't like it. I'm gonna try this again. There's dirt in the hole. For the record, this is the one Brock did. Let me clean it out. There. Now, try this again. Let's see. It's going to ride like that. So, spring in that one. And the other side. Right there. And then we pivot it around. And get this pin. Okay. Now this pin has a little hole in it. I cannot see it all because my camera is in the way. Anyway, there's a, yeah, it's pretty close. Pin that goes in there, and then a little roll pin. There, locks it in place. So then that's on there. It pivots up and down. There's a sensor tucked up in there that senses the position of that arm as it rides on the ground. It's got that spring in there as kind of a safety in case some idiot combine driver, me, backs up with it on the ground and it catches. But put this down, I'll show you. Oh, it hangs down like that. Yeah, water. And then it just floats up and down so that that's always on the ground. Okay, that's done. For storage purposes and transport, we're going to fold these snouts all up. Oh, you'll notice these feelers here. These are the ones that are for the stock, the row guidance. They kind of feel the road to keep the combine steered in the right spot. there's that. Now we can get it unhooked. I'll leave this here. Look at that auger shine in the sun. Very nice. Let's see if I can remember how to do this part of it now. Well, I got it. The corn head is quite a bit more difficult to get lined up with a header cart because the pads are a lot smaller to set it on, and you got to be just about perfect. Anyway, it's off. Okay, got that back in. You get the forklift here. Okay, well, I'm gonna go out there and strap that head down. The plan is to take it to our farm in Berkey, store it in the barns down there, because, well, we have room there and we don't have much room here. And it travels well enough down the road that we can get it there relatively easily. So we'll do that, we'll store it there, and we won't have to worry about it or think about it too much until fall. One other thing that I wanted to note after going through this so meticulously, we'll say, over the last few days, overkill or not, I didn't have any breakdowns due to corn head issues this fall, or last fall for that matter, and I really didn't do much to it last year. So going through it like we do does have benefit. It may not be 100% necessary to paint it, but it's kind of one of those, once you've got it apart that far, you might as well. And I wanted to go through everything, make sure everything was working right, get everything freed up, lubricated, adjusted. And so clearly what we're doing is working when we don't have any breakdowns due to corn head. So that was good, and you know, it is what it is. There was something else I wanted to say. I can't remember right now. Maybe in a minute. Oh yeah, I remember. This time of year, maintenance season, is also the time of year I am grateful for 8-row equipment instead of 12-row corn head, and 16-row planter instead of 24-row planter, and all that other stuff, because it's a lot easier to work on, quicker, easier, not as big, cleaning especially, it's faster. So I have gotten quite a few comments and questions from you guys about, you know, why don't we run a 12-row, why don't we have a bigger corn head, when are we going to upgrade to a 12-row, and quite frankly, I have no plans to go to a 12-row. I have no need to go to a 12-row, and it doesn't work with our system very well. With a 16-row corn planter, the 8-row is half a header width. We can stay on the same tracks. It works out really, really well. And when I was shelling that irrigated corn, we were pushing over 3,000 bushels an hour through this combine with an 8-row corn head. We can't dry 3,000 bushels an hour. We can't haul 3,000 bushels an hour. We can't do much of anything at 3,000 bushels an hour. So why do I need to get a bigger corn head so that I can shell more? Doesn't matter. It might save a few hours on the combine, but not enough to justify it. And it's what it would do is mean we shell for 2 or 3 hours, and then we shut down and haul trucks. And then we go back and shell for 2 or 3 hours, and then we shut down and haul trucks. And then we sit and wait on the dryer all night. And that's just kind of the reality of it. It's just, for the way we're set up, it doesn't gain us anything. And 16 and 12 rows with my RTK, it would probably work okay, but you'd really want to go to a 24-row planter at that point. And I can plant all the corn in 8 days right now. Why do I need a 24-row corn planter? Pretty hard to justify. So I know that this combine will handle a 12-row. This combine would handle a 16-row corn head. It'd be a little slow, but it would handle it. And you know, we have that capability. It's just the rest of our setup is not there, and we have no need for it. You know, in a 10, 12-hour day shelling corn this fall, with the 24, 25% corn that we've had a lot of for the last couple of years, we can shell more than our dryer can dry. So we're sitting around waiting on the dryer anyway, and there's no reason to try and do it any faster. It's not the bottleneck. We don't need it. All right, time to get back to the combine here. You guys remember this belt? It's just been hanging here for quite a while because I can't get it out up there. Well, I'm going to try and get this one out at least, maybe put a new one on. This is the belt that drives the clean grain elevator. That's why we're changing it. It's got all these cracks and stuff in it. There's this pulley up there behind the clean grain elevator right there that it's really tight on. That pulley's got to come off, so I'm gonna see if I can't get up there with this impact and get it out. I got it out, and you guessed it, more dirt. More dirt. You'll never get it all unless you'd completely disassemble every piece on the entire combine, which I'm not doing. All right, well, I'm hesitant to show you guys this because you'll see all the dirt that's still on here, but that belt right there, she's still on a pulley way up in there. And the only way to get way up in there is through the grain tank, because you can't get there on this side. So we've got to get our grain tank covers opened. And in order to do that, we've got to get past our door opener there. So we got to back up until our auger is basically touching the door. And then I think we'll have room. And since it's very difficult to see, we kind of do this. And we'll call that good. Gonna be close here, but I'm gonna open them up and we'll see what happens. Hit this button and then this one, and then we watch. The side should be fine. It's this one that folds around the front that I'm concerned about. Oh yeah, I think we're okay. Yeah, good deal. All right, shut her off. Now we can climb way up here, climb in our grain tank, and that belt is way back in there still. Not going to be easy to get to, but can I get to it down here? No. How am I supposed to get to that? Huh. Wonder if there's another shield somewhere. Let's see what I can do. It appears if I take these two bolts off, and maybe one on the side over there, this cover will come off, and then I can get that belt out. All right, I got the bolts out, and look, it pulls right out. More dirt, but there's the pulley that we're trying to get to and get that belt off of there. And there's our belt. It just falls out once you get it off everything. That's a long one. All right, cool. Looks like we got the right belt. At least it's pretty close. Oh, let's see. We've got cracks. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's a bunch here. Yep. I don't know how much longer that belt would made it. There's a big one over there, but I don't think it was a lot, so it's a good thing to put a new one on there. Now, the question is, can I figure out the pattern and get the new one installed? Fortunately, they give you a handy dandy little guide right there that's how it's supposed to go. Now it's just a matter of doing it. Okay, well, I got the top side of it done. I got that put back on that pulley back in there, and I got the cover put back on, and I got it up over this top pulley. And so now we just got to put that one back on that we took off and then do the bottom side of it. I also put the arm back in that connects the auger to the folding and the hopper top, so that will fold with the rest of it now. And I think I'm done up here for now. So there our belt comes down from the top. I did get it kind of pulled out around the front here. It goes around that pulley right there. But we've got to get this one put back up there. This is newly, as clean as it's ever been since it was new. Idler pulley. And it goes up in there in a very dirty spot. There. That pulley is in, and I even made sure to get the belt on the right side of it so I didn't have to take it back off. That goes in there like that. Okay, so now all the top stuff is correct. This one comes down on the outside of that bracket. And then we go down here. And it comes off the bottom of that pulley that we just put up there. Look into the light. Goes around this one. And then it comes all the way underneath it. And it goes up and over this one, which is rather difficult to do. Hang on. Something like that. And then we've got this hanging down here, and we have to get it on the tensioner pulley, which is the one attached to the big long spring. Kind of like that. Oh, that other belt must have stretched quite a lot because I had to loosen this all the way up to get that on there, and there was that much of that bolt showing before, and it's tight, but I got it. Now we can tighten it way up. Okay, that belt is tight, and again, we tightened this so that the washer is within the step on the gauge here, and then jam the two nuts together so it doesn't come loose. And yeah, everything looks good there. So now we have another belt that we took off that goes up in there, drives the feed accelerator. It would be that belt right there. That's the new one. Old one is over here, right here. It was kind of the same situation, hadn't really broken yet, but you got spots like that and cracks all around it, so we're changing it. So I think we're going to put that one on too. This one looks a little different. It's ribbed. Better match them up, make sure they're the same, but that was the part number. So anyway, I think we're going to put that one back on too, and then there was 2 or 3 belts that we had to take off to get to this one, so we'll put all those back together. Okay, so here is the new belt. It goes on that pulley and that pulley down there, and this is the tensioner arm for it. So this one has to come off. It's on there, but it's loose because we had to take it off to get the old one out. So I'm gonna pull them bolts off, get that out of the way, and we should be able to get this belt back on relatively easily. Okay, so I got that off of there. We're gonna get this belt put on, and this is it's a dual speed pulley here. There's a large and a small on the front and the back, and that's to change the speed of it. I always run it in slow for everything. Every crop that we do wants it on slow. I imagine I could run it in high speed for wheat, but never have, so we're gonna set that there, and that one's done. Now there's another belt that goes in here before we put this back on. It'll be this one right here. So we're gonna get that on there, and then we can get this put back on. We should probably get that one routed right, make sure we got it right before we get too far along here. Okay, so we got that belt on down there. We got this belt on here. I did not tension it yet. That's done right over there. This one is tensioned with that big arm right there, so that one's easy to do. Now we're ready to put these 2 belts back on, and this is not a double V, it's actually 2 separate, a matched set. And where do they go? Up here. This one should be fairly straightforward. Around the big pulley, around the little pulley, with an idler in there. Something like that. And now we'll tighten them down. That's on this spring. This one is already tight. That's for this belt. That's a whole different one. And yeah, then we'll be good on the belts here. Thank goodness for ratcheting wrenches, because they don't make these tensioners easy to get to. Ugh. Okay, those belts are all back on and tight. So we got all the belts on. Now we need to do a couple of chains yet, but I'm not going to do those until we're done washing, because I don't want them to get real wet and wash the grease or lube or any of that stuff off. That other one there, tensions just like that. So now that belt is tight and we're good to go. I folded the grain tank covers down. I hosed them off a little bit to get the dust off. And I pulled the GPS receiver. I'm gonna clean that up real quick here. It's 4:30, so I'm not gonna wash today because, yeah, it's 4:30. I don't wanna do it tonight. So we're gonna make Brock do it tomorrow. I suppose since I'm done painting, I should put away my painting supplies. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Well, that's a little better. I'll have to figure out what to do with my paint thinner there, but we'll let this dry off. Tomorrow, Brock is coming back, and I'm gonna have him wash. So I'm gonna get him set up in the morning with the foam cannon and a bucket and a rag, and he's gonna wipe the whole thing down and wash it off good. Try and get that kind of film or scum, whatever you want to call it, off. And we'll get some towels so he can dry it, and it should shine pretty good. And then we'll have to think about what we want to do with our wax, or I don't think I'm going to ceramic coat the combine. I think we'll probably just put a wax on. I may find some cheap cheating spray on wax that you just spray it on and rub it off instead of using the turtle wax, because that takes forever. But we'll see. But there's some spots like up there that we need to get and wipe down and rinse off real good, and stuff on the outside. So and then I can have him clean the cab out of the combine a little bit. And we'll keep working on getting stuff cleaned up real good. I have got some running around to do tomorrow. Phil and I've got some places to go and a couple of stops we've got to make that's going to take most of the morning and probably the early afternoon. So I'll be here to get Brock going in the morning. He said he'd be here before 9, so we'll do that, and then I'll let him go and see how things look when we get back. I may even give him a camera and tell him to film something. We'll see if he does it or not, but we'll go with it. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. I should have a video tomorrow. I can't guarantee it. Just depends on timing and whether I'm around or not and what's going on. But we'll try and figure something out and find a way to make a video for tomorrow. So hit that like and subscribe buttons for me, please. My subscriber count it's not going down, but it's not going up as fast as it used to. So hit that subscribe button. So far, so good on the YouTube news front. They haven't taken my November earnings from me yet. I say yet because nothing's official until I actually get it. But this was the point when last month it was gone. So we'll watch it for another couple more days, and then I'll start breathing a little bit easier. But like I said, until I get the money, you never know. But so far it looks pretty good. So that is good. And if you have any questions and comments, leave them down below. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.